look at this severe weather. This is from yesterday, a thunderstorm. That foggy area in there is heavy rain and probably some hail too, surrounded by that. Oh, wow. And then look at this. Look at the structure on these storms, Jennifer.
All right. These were actual tornadoes across the area yesterday in Briscoe, Texas. And again, those towering cumulus just of that rising air. Just amazing. You're thinking these folks, though, are several miles away from the tornado, but it looks like they're just right there filming it with these amazing pictures.
They're monsters. I mean, that is it looks like the Grand Canyon of clouds, you know? And there, of course, we have just another shelf cloud, and you can see some of the billowy stuff off to the right, and underneath a dark cloud is where the rain and hail's coming down. Just some awesome sights. This is from Austin today.
Yeah, and this was all thanks to our tornado trackers on Twitter for taking these pictures and allowing us to show you them.
And we've only had about 15 or 20 severe weather reports today, but that number is going to be going up. You know, Texas and now further north into Oklahoma and Kansas and parts of eastern Colorado, the threats for thunderstorms. Hey, thanks for joining us. I'm Dave Schwartz.
And I'm Jennifer Lopez, in tonight for Alex Wilson. And we are going to extend our coverage, our live coverage, up until around midnight Eastern time to continue to bring you the latest on all the severe threat that's continuing across the middle of the country.
Right. Those are the watches issued by the Storm Prediction Center. Wichita Falls down through San Antonio, west into the Hill Country, and east to the Gulf Coast, including Victoria, which is getting hit right now, then Bay City and up to Houston this evening. So heads up there about sunset, somewhere in there. There could be some damaging wind and or hail.
Yeah, let's get the latest now from storm specialist Carl Parker. He's over in the lab. And Carl, what do you think about these storms? Or more or less, when do you think they'll get closer into Houston?
Well, it's probably going to be at least another couple of hours. It's already starting to get into the far western exurbs of the metro area, which really covers a lot of southeast Texas. But it's going to be quite a while before it actually comes right into Harris County. But certainly there's going to be a wind and a very heavy rain threat there in Houston later tonight. We're going to take a look at that in a moment. But I want to begin with the visible satellite picture and show you where we're seeing a lot of sun today. Now, there's not a terrific amount of moisture in the lowest levels of the atmosphere, but there is some stronger mid-level wind. And notice how the thunderstorms, as they're beginning to fire up right there in Kansas, they've got a very linear shape indicating that strong mid-level wind, which is now coming out of the southwest. So the wind shear is sufficient to produce tornadoes, and in fact there is a tornado warning to tell you about in northeastern Colorado. We'll zoom down. This is south of 76, and that is Yuma County, and there was actually a land spout, a weak tornado that was reported with this storm, now moving off to the north and to the west. Not a real strong cell, as you can see, but again, there is a lot of shear out here and just enough to get that storm rotating and producing a tornado. So we'll continue to keep our eyes on that. Most of the action has been in Texas, and you've got this big complex of thunderstorms now driving across the southeast part of the state, and a big warning on that. A couple of warnings actually to tell you about. One of those for Jackson County, that's going until 5:30, and then you've got this much larger warning here. That is for DeWitt and Gonzales and Lavaca counties, and then notice you've got a big curl right in there. So there's a big circulation, big C shape, and a lot of wind coming out of that, especially in this sort of middle part of it right there. That's not all that far away from Victoria, and in fact, we can take a look at the high-resolution radar and show you what's going on with that. We'll zoom down here, and right there near Cuero, we're seeing a lot of wind. That's the wind coming in red. And then also notice that you've got this interesting little pattern, this line echo wave pattern right in here, where you've got some kinks right along with that surge of wind. And within those kinks, sometimes there can be enough to get a tornado going, or what's called a little landspout tornado. So that's a possibility in that case, but we're not seeing that right now. A lot of lightning showing up with this big complex of storms. Over 3,000 strikes in the last 15 minutes, so you certainly do want to be careful there from I-10 and on southward. Then you've got some rain coming up towards Austin now. No warnings on any of that. But now just outside of Dallas and Fort Worth, there is a warning that's right along I-20, and the concern here is half-dollar size hail along with 60-mile-per-hour wind. That's moving off towards the northeast, now at about 30 miles per hour. That's a severe warning for Parker County. One thing that may help us out a little bit, there's been a lot of activity today, and as a result, result, there is a lot of cloud cover now in central parts of Texas, and so that's going to keep the atmosphere a little bit more stable than it would have been otherwise. There's the big upper low, and along with that, more severe weather in the southern plains over the next couple of days as that only very slowly moves to the east. Dave, Jen, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Carl, and we'll continue to check back in with you throughout the night.
All right, let's head to the field. Meteorologist Keith Carson is standing by in San Antonio, where it's been raining, but you have shed your jacket here, Keith.
What's going on?
Well, the rain stopped, guys, so you know I can't be wearing that big jacket too long when that happens. We're now into a little bit of a break here in the action. We had some pretty decent rain, and we had some gusty winds, but not directly impacted at our location in the northwest part of San Antonio by these thunderstorms. Interstate 10 westbound in that direction, that's the way we're looking. And if you kind of look at the atmosphere, you'll notice something that Carl just pointed out, which is that there is a lot of cloud cover. I haven't seen any sun here in San Antonio all day long. And though that's not the end-all be-all of severe weather, but certainly it drives the instability down a bit. There are some thunderstorms, if we can bring up the radar in a second here, there are some thunderstorms developing to our west-southwest, but they look a little bit more multicellular in nature, meaning they're not developing into a squall line at the moment. They're just some thunderstorms. See them there, how they've got that kind of linear look to them. They're tilted a little bit. That's actually the direction of the wind shear that we're watching. That's where those thunderstorms are coming from. So there is some stuff still back building behind us, but at the moment none of those have been warned, and the heaviest cell that was to our south with that amazing amount of lightning has continued to move off to the south and east. So that's something we're going to be watching as well through the evening. I think that the cloud cover did play a role though in settling down the atmosphere down here across southern parts of Texas, and there might be a little bit more activity in places that saw a little bit of destabilizing sunshine. So Dave and Jen, yeah, I'll put the coat back on if necessary, but at the moment we're pretty quiet here.
All right. I know they've got a big festival going on. Maybe they should just continue to follow you around, because the rain and the big storms don't seem to follow you too much, Keith.
Yeah, unlike Jim Cantori, you are the bearer of good news. Hey, severe storms are just one big weather story today. Snow and fog are two others. We'll check it out.
Shopping for the family used to cause a lot of stress between me and my budget. But thanks to Fingerhut, we have found our happy place.
Life is definitely sweeter.
At Fingerhut.com, we got approved to shop with low monthly payments, over 200,000 items with brand names like Samsung, Dyson, DeWalt, and with great family stuff like this Samsung TV.
And even our yoga mats.
All you got to do is click on over to Fingerhut.com and get the credit you deserve to get all kinds of great stuff for the family.
I recommend Nature Made fish oil because I trust their quality. They were the first to have a product verified by USP, an independent organization that sets strict quality and purity standards.
Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended fish oil brand.
I'm here to test myself.
This is really pushing my limits. I'll see you on the other side. It's the moment of truth right here.
Naked and Afraid, Discovery's groundbreaking hit, returns Sunday at 10.
Incredible. I've been Claritin Clear for 10 days.
When your allergy symptoms start, doctors recommend taking 1 Claritin every day of your allergy season for continuous relief.
With powerful 24-hour non-drowsy Claritin, live Claritin Clear. Every day.
I will light up every room I walk into.
The Olay Regenerist Luminous Collection penetrates 10 surface cell layers deep and fades the look of dark spots for pearlescent, luminous skin. From the world's #1, Olay, your best beautiful.
Everything has been building towards this moment. Who will melt under the pressure? 16 teams, 1 champion. The Stanley Cup Playoffs on the networks of NBC Universal.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees with a thunderstorm. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 73. Winds south-southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, partly cloudy with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. High 92. Saturday night. Thunderstorms early, low 74. Chance of rain 80%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather Channel's most watched original program,
and it just hit us,
is back.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
It's the Suit and Tie event now at Men's Warehouse. Select suits are on sale for $199.99. All ties, 3 for $75. Plus, buy one, get one free on even more. Only at Men's Warehouse.
You drop 40 grand on a new set of wheels, then wham, a minivan T-bones you. Guess what? Your insurance company will only give you $37,000 to replace it. Depreciation, they claim. How can my car depreciate before its first oil change, you ask? Maybe the better question is, why do you have that insurance company?
With Liberty Mutual New Car Replacement, we'll replace the full value of your car. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
A picture from northeast Colorado. Wow. Oh, we've got sun lighting this thing up, the dark clouds underneath because they're so dense, there's so much water and ice, and a lowering of the cloud on the lower left side certainly has my eye. The inflow band from Akron, Colorado looking northward. Just awesome. Awesome. There's a threat of tornadoes in here. We've already had one in Yuma, Colorado, moving now over open country. And there it is. There's the warning. Kansas, Nebraska, Colorado, all coming up right here. And it's right in there where there still might be a tornado just moving out of Yuma County and heading up towards Sterling, which is one of the major